The FitnessGram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. I can practically hear that upbeat music, the squeaking tennis shoes, and my heart pounding out of my chest. My name is Sonia, and at the beginning of last year, my fastest mile was 13 minutes and 30 seconds. I dreaded running because it made my lungs burn and my legs ache. That's why I was so incredibly floored when the Edina cross-country runners used fun and running in the same sentence. Those same runners proceeded to invite me to join the team. And my first thought was, no way, I can barely run a mile. How on earth could I join cross-country? Regardless, they told me that it wouldn't hurt to try, and it really was super fun. So I took that leap of faith. I started running that summer, and before I knew it, the leaves were turning, and I was running my first 5K with Edina cross country. That decision to start running is why I'm standing here today, with a strong heart, strong legs, and a strong mind. So I'm sure you're asking the question, what exactly changed my mind about running? The answer is simple. Running makes me happy. When I first began running, it was incredible to see how quickly so many aspects of my life improved. A few years prior, I had struggled immensely with my physical and mental health. I'm sure I'm not the only one when I say that after March of 2020, I fell into a bit of a downward spiral. I was glued to my phone. I barely slept. I hardly moved. My grades were slipping, and I just felt like a shell of a person. That's why the year I joined cross country, I felt like I was finally able to break free from that path. I noticed that I had more energy. I no longer struggled getting up the stairs. My grades were improving, and overall, I just felt better. So, because I was noticing all these benefits, it made me wonder, how exactly does running change a person's brain and body? Well, there are three main things that I focused on, and those three are your heart, your bones, and your brain. If you have a heart or bones, running can benefit you. So, the first thing that I'll talk about is your heart. When your heart gets stronger, it can pump more blood with every beat. Making your heart's job easier by running or exercising consistently can decrease your risk of heart disease by 35 to 55%, according to Bronson Healthcare. With running, I noticed that biking, walking, climbing stairs, and really any other physical activity all became easier because my heart was stronger. Sometimes I catch myself thinking, yeah, I'll go on a 4-mile run today. It's only 4 miles. And then I think that thought again, and I'm like, only 4 miles? Whoa, I never thought I would say that. And it's incredible to me how strong I've become. The second thing that gets stronger are your bones. Bone density increases with high-impact exercise, like running. In fact, the best time to build bone density is during adolescence and young adulthood. Even during adulthood, running is a great way to maintain your bone density. When you have strong bones, they're less likely to break. And when you have less fractures, it means you can move more. Through running, I have learned that movement is an incredible freedom of life that sometimes we might take for granted. I choose to celebrate that freedom by running. Finally, your brain. According to Johns Hopkins Medicine, the hippocampus, which is the part of your brain associated with memory and learning, is found to increase in volume in the brains of regular exercisers. In addition, elevated mood, better memory and focus, and improved task switching ability are all found in the brains of regular exercisers. I have definitely noticed an improvement in my academic success since I began running. This was incredibly important to me because I had struggled so much during the pandemic. I wanted to know if my peers went through the same thing that I did, so I conducted a very small survey of my friends to see if they had experienced focus and memory damage since the pandemic. The results show that, for the most part, they did. And the long-term effects of the pandemic are not clear yet, but it is proven that running is a very beneficial way to combat multiple types of disease. I chose to continue running because I love it so much. Not just because of all those incredible benefits. I could not have done it without my teammates and my coaches. Any way that you can incorporate exercise and time outdoors into your daily life will pay off in the long run. Get it? I have now completed over 2 cross-country seasons. I've run 500 miles. I've run 9 5K races, and I now have a mile time of 7 minutes and 5 seconds. With that, I hope my story encourages you to try running or stick with an activity you find challenging. Thank you.